Right, so KSP2 is right around the corner. Literally, not this month. This video should go live in January. So next month, KSP2 will be releasing, and we will be doing videos on it. But I thought, why not jump back into KSP1, have a last tour of the solar system that is, you know, the Kerbal System as it is in KSP1. A lot is changing in 2, and I think it's exciting. So let's get started at doing our little tour. So if you're long fans of the channel, you'll know I'm not very good at building crafts in Kerbal Space Program, and yeah, this shows I am building something very terrible. I just decided I wanted something that looked cool, something that looked futuristic, like really good. That just didn't happen and works because you know, the thing's got to work as well, and it didn't work as I planned. Now I started going with, should I launch this in multiple launches, and that turned out to be a poor idea. I give up on that as soon as I started building it. I was thinking, this is going to take too long. I don't want to build it like this. I am just going to build a mega launcher and launch this thing in one. Was that a good idea? Maybe not. Maybe it was a stupid idea. But you know, that's what we do on this channel. Stupid ideas. So yeah, this is just me building something that looks pretty cool. And I make a big error here. You will see what my big problem is here. But I'm thinking, oh yeah, cool. Solar panels. We've got a whole, you know, radiator panel there. Oh, that is just going to be awesome. Yeah. And then I was looking at this point, I realised it wasn't at this point. Sorry, I'm recording this back in commentary because obviously I had to speed up the building 4 times because this took us so long and I changed so many things about it there. This is where I realised there's too many command pods. I'm going to just make this one craft, and that is it. So I wanted to go with nuclear engines to make it more efficient. And it turned out nuclear engines are really hard to do because they're not very efficient, and this would not thrust anything around in space. Now, I can't remember if thrust to weight ratio matters in space, in a vacuum. But I put the setting down to vacuum, and it said it was basically going to do nothing. It was at like 0.70 or something, or 0.50. So I had to scrap the nuclear engines, as you will see. There we go. Set this to vacuum, and it's like, okay. Let's just get rid of all the oxidizer first. You know, save weight. And yeah, it's not very efficient. And I thought at first, I'm just gonna put the fairing around the command pod, and then I thought, no, that looks stupid. Why would you do that? That is just no. Yeah, so scrap that. So this is just me building the launcher unit. I will go back to the actual craft that we are building. But at the time I thought, this is going to do, right? Yeah. No. That was weak as that is F as well. So boosters. More boosters. Boosters are life. That is the whole point of KSP, isn't it? Boosters. At this point, I still haven't realised that the nuclear engines are not going to be enough. So, yeah. Silly mistakes on my part. This whole mission. Yeah. So anyway, we did a launch. Well, we tried to do a launch. Let's see how well this goes. This is the first time playing KSP in a long time. So, you know, credit where credit's due. I am trying hard. I realised we weren't pointing the right way, for starters. Yeah. And then I got on the way, so yeah. Anyway, while we're watching this average launch and me realising I'm an idiot, let's get on to things. How are you guys? Let us know down below what you want to see on the channel. If you want to see some KSP1 while we're waiting for KSP2, or if you like this, leave a subscribe, you know. It's free. Leave a like. And yeah, comment. Just say hello. And you know, it all helps anyway. So yeah, so here I'm trying to save some weight. I took off the fuel tanks and I was like, oh, what about these? And put more fuel tanks, engines on. No, it's just, look at that. How stupid. That would have been awesome though. That is an awesome ship design, if I hadn't seen one. But yeah, that is dumb. I decided we'll just scrap the middle section. We don't really need it. I just wanted it to look cool. It still does not function, and it does not look cool anymore. Look at that. I was like, right, is that it? Is that how we're going to get this to work? No, it's still not going to work. Making rockets is hard, so I just reload it, save me design, and I changed the engines to just liquid fuel engines, put all the oxidizer back in, and just keep swapping out the engines until I find something that is efficient enough. Now they worked okay, and I thought, why not we just put some of these radial engines on. I was trying to find the ones that are actually not monopropellant and liquid fuel, and they seem to be the ones that do the job, so stick them on. It didn't seem to be enough, so I was like, well, we'll just go for an extra one then. Why not? And yeah, there we go. We've got a decent fuel to weight ratio and a decent delta V. I think 4,000 delta V is what we end up with when this is in orbit, but I still don't know if that's going to be enough to get where I want to go. So I want to try and get to as many places as I can in the solar system before the release of KSP2. That's going to be tricky with this one craft. I don't think it'll end up being just this one craft, but yes, there is some actually it is not just one craft. There is going to be also SSTO attached and a lander attached. There might be a couple of other things attached depending how much we can get away with. We are going to attach to the side. So here we go. Actually launch in 2 times speed this time rather than 4 times speed on the build. And yes, it's just a normal KSP launch video. Boring. I know how many times in the last... How long has this game been out? Hang on. How long has KSP been out? This post-commentary stuff is pretty cool. I can just do what I want on my phone while the game has already been played in the past by me. KSP. When was it released? Sorry about the music. I just repeated one song. I apologise for that. 2011? What? This is 12-year-old? Wow. So 12 years of KSP, you've watched videos on YouTube, if you are watching this still. I mean, I've just rambled for 8 minutes, but yeah, if you're still watching this, you've played this game, you've seen many launches, so yeah, I just thought I'd just ramble through it and give off some release stats and such. Yes, what am I doing? What am I doing here? God knows. Right, there we go. Look at that. Spectacular. And there's the thumbnail right there. I was like, wow, that's going to be the thumbnail. Maybe. I don't know. You tell me. Is that the thumbnail? Right, so yes, here is where I realise my dumb mistake. Thinking I'm going to release all these solar panels and radiators at the same time. Yep. Not only do the radiators smash into each other, they also glide through the solar panels. Yeah, that is dumb. Why did I do that? To be honest, I forgot the radiators turned like that. I thought they just stayed like pointing up. Even then it would have still been a silly idea, but the function kind of, so we'll just roll with it. I decided we'll just open solar panels rather than opening the radiators, so it looks a little bit more realistic, although not very realistic in the slightest. So yeah, here we go, getting into orbit here. I did realise we are slightly lacking on thrust, and had to point skyward a little bit, because this is not Simple Rockets 2 where you've just got major power, and yeah, actually getting into orbit in KSP is harder than Simple Rockets 2. It's not Simple Rockets 2 anymore. Please stop saying that. Juno New Origin. Yes. Also, tutorial series coming for that if there's anything you want to see in this tutorial series, again, comment down below, let me know. So yeah, we've got a lot of docking ports, so we'll add lots of things to it. And I've decided, get rid of the radiators, we'll just add all the solar panels, get the solar panels out. And we've used about half the fuel, so I want to refuel this thing. So what I did, made it turn to the normal marker, so it was easier to dock to. And then I went and built a refueling pod thing, which refueled it pretty well actually. So actually you'll see this. I don't know why I'm telling you in advance of what you're going to see. That's not how YouTube works. You want people to watch the video, not skip through the video. Right, there we go. It's in orbit. So I'll just skip past the build. Yes, the launcher looks a bit funny, but the engines seem to do the job. So I just stuck 4 of these engines on the bottom. Yeah, gotta love them. They look awesome though. It's not very aerodynamic. I'll give it that. And I decided to go with a clamshell fairing and mess about with the colours because I just realised that was a thing in KSP. I didn't realise that was a feature. Is that bad? How long have I played this game? 12 years. Yeah. So another launch, another boring ascent here. I don't know, what should we talk about? Should we talk about the new PC? Currently got blue RGBs flashing. I thought this editing this and watching would increase the CPU power, but apparently not. It's very cool still, so that's good. Good for the cooler, isn't it? To show me that it is very cool, the CPU. Yes, what else can we fill in this gap of launching that you've seen a million times on countless KSP videos? But there we go, the clamshell has released. Not very elegantly, and there we destroy a little bit of the launcher, but it's okay. It's fallen back to Kerbin anyway, so it's gonna die at some point. Fun fact about this little refueling pod that I made: it's actually got more than enough fuel to refuel this. So we just decided to. No, there's me spoiling the video again. You'll have to see what happens to this in the end. We do something spectacular with this little refueling tank in the end. So keep watching. Yes, that's good YouTubing, isn't it? Yeah. Right. We are trying to get into... I tried to launch at the perfect time to capture the... could I say a station? It's not really a station. The interstellar craft. But not interstellar. But... my launch was very slow and got nowhere near, as you can see. So I had to go a little bit higher. And all the while I'm thinking, this is burning the fuel that I'm trying to refuel with. This is not a really good idea. So I thought we'll just head to this marker and normalise the orbits first. To make things a little bit easier on ourselves. So here we are, me forgetting how to do things. That is normal in my videos, I think. That's what normally happens all the time. So yeah, there we go. We're going to do this first little burn, 24 meters per second. I should have installed some visual mods. I think that should have been good for this series. But I wanted to keep it all stock with the new one coming out soon. Hopefully, we'll get to create some amazing content on that. Right, there we go. And at this point, I also forgot how to... I was time warping here, and I literally was staring at Kerbin. I'm thinking, what is going on? What am I meant to do here? I couldn't figure out how to actually get a capture again. So I'm just messing about with maneuver nodes. No idea what's going on. I'm thinking, I need time warp until it's pretty close encounter. I time warped past it a few times before I realised this is what you're meant to be doing. Why are you being an idiot? I should have really cut all this out, but it's too late now. I'm dedicated to the voice recording, so this has to stay in. the video. I apologise. It is very long-winded and very boring. Should I be telling the audience that it's boring? No. Bad YouTuber. Bad. Right. So here's the very exciting part. We are finally getting an encounter. There we go. That is what we wanted. I finally figured out how to do it. Science. And it was actually a separation of 0. That's very spot on. For my first time in years of playing KSP, I got a spawn encounter. Not that it took us 10 minutes to figure that out. So yeah, this is why this is all 2 times speed, because you can see the cogs working in my brain the whole way through. If I made this 1 time speed, you'd be watching this for 3 hours. So yes, there we go. As our little encounter burn. Just doing that tiny little bit to get it perfect. There we go. Separation of 0, 0. And I forgot how to time warp again. This video is just me forgetting how to do things, isn't it? I should just call this I Forget How to Play a KSP. That's what I should have called it. That's a good name, actually. Should I call it? No, because that's a bit misleading. No, that's not what this series is about. What are you talking about? Right, so yes, this is our coming home series sort of thing. If that's what you want to call it. You know, coming back to KSP once again. So there we go. I was a bit late on the old juice to slow ourselves down. So I skipped past a little bit, and this thing is seriously heavy because of the amount of fuel that's in it. It takes so long to spin, and the RCS thrusters are so slow. So I had to literally try my best to spin it around to use the engines as much as possible to get this encounter, because RCS would do nothing to get me that close. So there we go. We are burning towards it. 5-6 meters per second. So I thought, oh, that seems like a good idea. We'll just use RCS now. Nope, not the best idea. But if we just hold down reverse, it will slowly slow us down. That was my hopes, and that was actually what I did, because we had plenty RCS thrust fuel, so we didn't need to do anything else. And this is the point where I give up, and I thought, I'm just gonna use my engines, cheat a little bit. I think if we didn't, we would have flew past, in all honesty. So there we go, just cheating, just to normalise that. What do you call it? Relative speed? Yes. I think the relative velocity. Yes, sounds scientific. We'll use that. And I'm just targeting the maneuver node here, the docking port. And I'm just leaving it on, targeting the target. So it will automatically rotate for us, and I can just burn towards it with the RCS through fuel and hopefully get a nice dock. Now, I didn't realise how big the refueler was compared to the actual ship. The ship seems really small now, and I wish I'd made it a little bit bigger. I wish I'd made like this huge thing that really impresses people, but I am not capable of that. I'm not very good at building ships that work unless I use cheats, and I don't want to use cheats. Cheating is cheating. You've only got... What's that saying? What's the saying for cheaters? Cheaters never prosper. That's the word. There we go. You've listened to me ramble for 19 minutes. If you're still watching this video, then leave a comment saying gibberish. And I'll know you've still watched the video, because... No, actually, don't leave the comment gibberish, because that sounds like you trash talking the video, doesn't it? Leave the word gerbil. If you don't know how to spell the word gerbil, leave the word can't spell. Oh, it's a long day. It's been a long day. So there we go. We are touching tips. Yes, I've said that in a video. We are touching tips, hoping for the physics engine to just take over and pull us together. There we go. A nice little encounter getting us back to daylight so you can see what is going on. And now is the time to try and refuel this thing. So I realised I can click on multiple things and just put it in, but it started doing weird things where it would put back into other ones as well. It was a little bit weird, a little bit, I would say, buggy, but it eventually works anyway. We get all the fuel back there. If I leave this one on, but I can't I was just going to say on. I can't on this one. I can't unselect this one now. So it was just like weirdly pulling little bits from each of the tanks that I'd left open. I don't know. Strange. Maybe it's a bug. But there we go. We are pretty much refueled now. So that's what I decided to do this time. I just decided to empty that one. There we go. But I wanted to leave some fuel in so we could deorbit the tanker as well. So I left a fair bit, I think. There, I'm just doing 4 of them so it's equal. So we've got equal like balance on the ship. Hopefully we have got equal balance. And as you can see there, I'll just left a little bit so we can deorbit this huge behemoth because it will be a nuisance. I did put some solar panels on this just in case, because it would have been a probe core. I didn't want it to run out of juice and result in some problems. So here we go, just deorbiting the fuel tank. So in the next one, we're going to be hopefully adding some little bits to the ship, main ship, and heading to Mun and then Minmus and then beyond, hopefully, if we can find enough fuel spare. Maybe we'll just have to spend... If we go to Duna, we can send a tanker to Duna. So yeah, the whole plan here was to just die a horrific death and watch it, because it's so fun to watch things explode in Kerbin. But then I realised I've got a lot of Delta V left, and I thought, why don't we just land this thing and save it? So we'll pretend that we can reuse this thing. This is a reusable tanker now. Did you know that? You didn't, but you do now. I didn't spoil it earlier in the video. I stopped myself. So you found out that is the ultimate surprise to this. But can we land it? Ooh, that's touch and go, isn't it? It's touch and go whether we can land this thing, because it is pretty heavy actually, and surprisingly unwieldy. But there we go, it is perfectly fine. Look at this. Perfect touchdown here. Just a little plop in the ocean. There we go. So thank you very much for joining us on this video, this rambly video. If you do like the rambles, then let me know and I'll keep them in. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. The next video will be a surprise. I'll not spoil that one. Cheerio!